C, we needed to find A or B, we needed to use it, okay? So C is optional depending on what the problem is, okay? So here they give us the vertices, and in the vertices I notice that the H doesn't change. So which side of my formula sheet am I on? Like if you look at vertices, which one does the H not change? Huh? Either vertical or horizontal. Which one is it? Vertical. So we know that this is a vertical ellipse, okay? So the vertices is H, comma, K minus A, and H, comma, K plus A. Now, I always look at your second number. Who's the smallest second number of the 5 and the negative 11? Who's smaller? Negative 11 is smaller, so he goes with the K minus A, and we know that 4 is the H, so 4 here and a 5 here. All right, so we know that H is 4 because they gave it to us on a silver platter, and now we know that the foci, let's look at the foci here. Well, let's look at this. So we have K minus A equals negative 11, and K plus A equals 5. If we have two variables, we need two equations. Do I have two equations? Then I can do elimination. And these are pretty easy. What happens when I add these two equations together? I get 2K. What happens to the A's? A negative and a positive? Bite the dust. Equals negative 6. So K equals negative 3. So I already know K, right? Now I plug that in here. So I do negative 3 plus A equals 5. A equals 8. Does everybody understand why A equals 8? So we know that the formulas for a vertical ellipse for foci is H, I'm going to change the color here so you can see this is the foci, H, comma, K minus C, and H, comma, K plus C, right? Well, who's the smaller point of this? It would be this guy because it's got two negatives. So the H we know is 4, and then we have negative 3 minus 4 root 3, and 4, negative 3 plus 4 root 3. So what do you think C is? Good. So C is 4 root 3. Can I find B? Sure. I know that A squared minus B squared equals C squared. And A squared is 64, because 8 squared is 64, minus B squared equals. Now C squared, 4 squared is 16, times 3 is 48, I believe. So what is 48 minus 64? Is that 12? Negative 12? Negative 14, sorry. No. It's negative 16. So B squared equals positive 16, and B equals 4. So we know that B is 4. Now we're ready to write our equation. So I'm going to change this to another color. So now we're ready to write our equation. So we go back up to the equation on the vertical side, and it's x minus 4 squared over B squared, which is 16, plus y